Hello and good morning. This is Pastor Brian. Thank you so much for joining me today as we walk through the Psalms together. We'll be reading one psalm each day, and we're on to Psalm 137. And as we work through these psalms, just as a reminder, think about what kind of psalm you think this is. Is it a psalm of praise? Is it a psalm of lament? Is it a wisdom psalm, similar to the wisdom literature? Or is it a psalm that fits into a different category? So think about that as we work through Psalm 137 together. And as I always do, I'll be reading from the Common English Bible translation. Alongside Babylon's streams, there we sat down, crying because we remembered Zion. We hung our lyres up in the trees there, because that's where our captors asked us to sing. Our tormentors requested songs of joy. Sing us a song about Zion, they said. But how could we possibly sing the Lord's song on foreign soil? Jerusalem, if I forget you, let my strong hand wither. Let my tongue stick to the roof of my mouth if I don't remember you, if I don't make Jerusalem my greatest joy. Lord, remember what the Edomites did on Jerusalem's dark day? Rip it down, all the way to its foundations, they yelled. Daughter Babylon, you destroyer, a blessing on the one who pays you back, the very deed you did to us, a blessing on the one who seizes your children and smashes them against the rock. Well, that's the end of Psalm 137, and the thing that I really wanted to talk about, even though it's not a pleasant topic, is verse 9 here, where it talks about a blessing on the one who seizes your children and smashes them against the rock. That's tough. Those are some very difficult words, and I just felt like they needed to be talked about and discussed and tackled for a moment. And what I wanted to talk about that is that this is the people of Jerusalem lamenting the destruction of Israel and probably the temple during the Babylonian exile, as we hear verse 8 saying, Daughter Babylon, you destroyer. And so the people that, or the person that wrote this psalm is really talking about being frustrated and really upset about what has happened during this time. And I think we can all agree that at this point in time, no matter how upset we are, I really hope that we would not go so far as to truly wanting to take children or infants of our enemies, of people that we are angry with, fighting against on another country, that we don't agree with their beliefs, we don't agree with their ideals. I still don't think at this time and place we would want to seize their children and smash them against a rock. I think maybe in a commentary that I read, just to give me a little more background on this, I normally don't, but said that possibly one of the reasons for this comment was the idea of lex talionis, which means an eye for an eye. And so it's possible that the Babylonians killed children during their siege, and maybe some of it was intentional, maybe it was unintentional. Obviously, we don't know that, but it was an idea of an eye for an eye, and that's what they're asking for. But I think we can all agree that it's okay to lament, it's okay to be frustrated and sad about things, but that we are not at a place at this time in our world where we would wish that kind of evil on children, innocent children. And so I really felt I needed to talk about that point specifically, and how important it is to recognize our frustrations and our sorrows in what we go through in life, but that we would recognize the line that we should not cross in that, and that Hopefully, this was a moment of frustration and not something that they truly wished upon the children of their enemies. That's how I feel about this text. That's how I feel about that specific verse. I've got some more feelings about it, but for the sake of time and to keep us on task, I want to invite you now to think about what you heard. What stuck out to you? What spoke to you? What did you like? What didn't you like? Like, I didn't like verse 9 at all, but I felt we needed to talk about it. So talk about it. Write it down. Share it with a friend. Share it with us. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. And God bless.